I do not want to be cute on a boat. That is like such a huge pet peeve of mine. To each his own. I understand if there are some women that are out there that want to put on some makeup and look good while they're at work. That's fine. That's your prerogative. That is not me. I do not want to be associated with, I'm out there to do my job, and it shouldn't matter what I look like. I'm not trying to be out there to physically impress anybody. I'm trying to impress people with my boat handling. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. Okay, all right, bye. I think my mother had 100% a hand in developing my love for the water, just from us going out fishing, and later on when she had enough money and ended up getting a boat, we actually used to go out on the boat and do some fishing and everything, and I just loved it. It felt like home. I loved art and illustrating. This actually all ties in with my illustration because I went to school at FIT, it's the Fashion Institute of Technology, and I got my BFA in illustration, and I graduated summa cum laude. And one of my professors from school actually called me. They were looking for a person to illustrate a 6-book series. So I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, what? Me, I wanna do that. So I was into book 2. They said that they were going to put the whole project on hold. So I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know what I was going to do because this was my rent and my livelihood. I was talking to my mother, and my mother knew the woman who was working as the administrative assistant at the Tugboat company where I currently work. And she said, well, so-and-so is leaving, why don't you go work there? And I specifically said, I don't want to work with tugboats. And here we are. So I was working as the administrative assistant there while also still doing freelance illustration. I basically just jumped on one day and I was like, I want to be on here. I want to work on the water too. I don't want to be stuck in this office. Sometimes after work, I'd go down to the tugs, and it started to become very alluring to me. And the captain on there had basically said, I think you have a knack for this. I think maybe you should go for your captain's license. So it's kind of like, it's like a driver's license. It's definitely harder than driving a car because the road is moving underneath you, and other vessels that are not following straight patterns like this. Hey Chris, I think he's just working on paperwork. So as of right now, I am the only female tugboat operator in the entire company. And I'm one of maybe 2 female tugboat operators in New York Harbor. I am dealing with another vessel called a barge. Anything from, there would be oil or gas, or, in other companies there would be stone or sand. So I've been very fortunate to work with the various crews that I have been with. Majority of them, they've all been very supportive of me moving forward in my career, and random people that worked for the company that kind of, were like, oh, it's Jess and she's working out on the launch. That's cool, and without taking me seriously. It can get a little lonely sometimes when you're, the only woman up here and there's no one else to talk to. And we're also, trying to change that. We're trying to show that, women can do this job. This isn't just a man's world anymore. We're out there and we're killing it. And come, you can do this too, come on. Trying to encourage women to come out and, start getting in the wheelhouse. When I go to work for 2 weeks, I am living on the boat for 2 weeks. But so it's just, this room is a little bit bigger than my normal room. This room actually has like a desk and space. My room on my boat ends about here. It's usually 6 hours, so it's 6 hours on, 6 hours off. I don't want to liken it to military at all, But as far as being regimented, yeah, we do follow a schedule. It used to be a very physical job. You're handling very large lines and you're making up to barges, which is essentially you're handing lines up to barges. So I have a workout that I try to do. We have a bike on board, so I try to use the bike. If we're at a dock somewhere, and I'll try to get up before watch and I'll go for a run or I'll go to the gym or something. I try to stay in somewhat of shape. It's a little hard, but especially as you're getting older. I'm getting older now, I'm 40. Huge aspect about working on the tugs for me is the life that it has given me. I have essentially 2 weeks off every month. The 2 weeks allows me not only time to work on my craft and to, create products, to, have people buy and to put in their homes. I mean, that's awesome to know that my art is hanging in people's homes right now. It's like two brains that can't necessarily be operating at the same time. While being away for 2 weeks and not sleeping and missing out on life at home, there is something so beautiful about the fact that I work on the water. I mean, you'll have days where the winds are blowing and the current is just not working in your favor to get alongside these docks, or, things are just really challenging. But then you get that one trip and you get out into the Sound and you go offshore, or you're just in it. You're just in this big, beautiful blue water, and it makes up for all the other really challenging times where it's like, this is why I do this. Because it's just the water. It's being out in it. It's great.